All right, strap in, everybody. Today, we are taking a deep dive into some really out there ideas. We're talking about forbidden knowledge, that intersection of spirituality and, well, I guess you could say cosmic conspiracy.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the sources we're looking at for this deep dive really blur the lines between spirituality and technology.
Okay, so right off the bat, we've got some pretty wild stuff to unpack.
We do. Like this idea of a hidden system controlling humanity, a system the sources call the beast machine.
A beast machine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that exactly?
Yeah.
Some kind of like Terminator situation.
Not exactly. Think less physical machine, more like a subtle energy system, almost like a cosmic parasite.
A parasite. You, okay.
Yeah, one source actually uses the word vampiring to describe it. This thing that's been, siphoning energy from living beings for who knows how long.
So it's like this energy vampire secretly draining us? Kind of creepy.
Yeah.
So where did this whole beast machine thing even come from?
Well, the sources say it originated in a fallen galactic system called Wysadek, which might be tough to wrap your head around, but it gets even crazier.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
They're saying that this system, this beast machine, it doesn't just affect Earth, it affects the whole Milky Way galaxy.
Hold up, wait, galaxy-wide? That's a pretty massive claim.
It is, but the sources claim it's true. They even talk about how the beast machine distorts the energy fields around our bodies, which they call Merkaba fields.
Merkaba fields.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of us who aren't, fluent in cosmic energy, what are those exactly?
Basically, it's like your own personal energy field, and according to these sources, this field should be spinning freely, but the beast machine kind of messes with that.
Messes with it how? Like, what does that even do to us?
Well, they say it traps our energy and prevents us from reaching our full potential, like it's holding us back somehow.
So we're all just walking around with these distorted energy fields. But why? What's the point of all this manipulation?
Okay, so the sources describe something called the Cathar grid, which is like the underlying energy structure of the universe, like the scaffolding of reality, if you will.
Okay, I'm picturing like cosmic scaffolding. Go on.
So they say the beast machine distorts this grid, manipulating it, basically creating an artificial system. They even talk about a tree of artificial life replacing the natural tree of eternal life.
Whoa, okay, so instead of the universe functioning naturally, it's running on this like bootleg system.
Exactly. And this affects how our spiritual essence, what they call our monad, moves through the universe. They talk about these lotus arcs that carry our monad, but the beast machine creates a closed loop. They call it the daisy of death paradigm.
A daisy of death. That sounds pretty intense. What does that even mean for us down here on Earth?
Well, essentially, it means we're trapped in this finite system that can't generate its own energy, like we're stuck in a cosmic hamster wheel.
So that feeling of being stuck we all get sometimes, that could be because of this energy manipulation.
That's what the sources are saying. And it gets even more complicated.
Oh, I bet it does.
They claim that some popular New Age teachings, like the flower of life, might be contributing to this whole beast technology thing.
Wait, so even when we think we're doing something positive for our spiritual growth, we could be feeding into this system?
Yeah, that's the idea. They suggest certain practices associated with the flower of life, like specific ways of spinning your Merkaba field, could actually align with and reinforce the beast machine.
So how are we supposed to know what's what? What's safe and what's, feeding the beast?
Well, it all comes back to discernment, being careful about the spiritual practices we choose and really understanding the implications.
Don't just blindly follow something just because it sounds spiritual.
Exactly. You've got to think critically and see the bigger picture.
Okay, so big picture. The beast machine is messing with our energy, but it gets even weirder.
How so?
Well, the sources say the beast machine is responsible for the Earth's tilted axis.
You mean the tilt that causes our seasons?
Yep, that's the one. They're claiming it's not natural.
Okay, now that's a new one. But why would it be tilted on purpose? What would be the point?
And they say it's all part of a plan to make Earth into a prison camp, keeping us trapped in a limited reality. They even say the Earth's shape, the bulging equator and flattened poles, they call it the bloom of doom, is evidence of this messed up energy field.
So the very shape of our planet is a sign of cosmic manipulation.
That's what they suggest. And it gets even wilder. One source even connects this beast machine to the alien deception.
Hold on, you're saying this beast machine is somehow behind the whole alien thing?
That's what the source claims. They say what we think are aliens are actually demonic entities being brought here through portals as part of some grand deception.
Demonic entities disguised as aliens. Okay, we are officially in science fiction territory now.
Right. But think about it. We see so much portal imagery these days. In movies, music, you name it.
Yeah, and the source suggests there's a reason for that. They think we're being desensitized to the idea of these interdimensional beings, so that when they do show up, we'll just accept them.
Even if they have, let's just say, less than benevolent intentions.
Exactly. So we've got this beast machine messing with our energy, distorting our planet, and now we've got demonic entities coming through portals.
It's a lot to take in, I know. We've just scratched the surface here, and believe me, it gets even deeper. Welcome back, everyone. So last time, we left off talking about these demonic entities disguised as aliens coming through portals. It's a lot to process.
Yeah, no kidding. And this all ties back to the idea that this beast machine isn't just limited to Earth. Remember, the sources say it's part of a much bigger galaxy-wide system of control.
Right. And we briefly touched on a fallen galactic system called Wyzadek. The source claimed this whole beast machine tech originated there. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Well, from what I gather, the sources say that Wyzadek created something they call the Artha wormhole, which basically acts like a direct connection point, like a plugging their control matrix into our galaxy.
So they've basically hacked the Milky Way's energy grid and installed their own program.
That's one way to put it. And this control system, they claim it's been in place for billions of years, like all the way back to when our galaxy supposedly fell from another galaxy called M31.
Billions of years. So you're saying this thing is ancient, like on a cosmic scale.
That's the picture they paint. A grand cosmic drama, unfolding over eons, fallen galaxies, advanced technology, a battle for the very soul of humanity. It's a lot.
Yeah, my mind is officially blown. Fallen galaxies, a galaxy-wide control matrix, demonic entities posing as aliens. Okay, I gotta ask, what's the end game here? Like, what are they trying to accomplish with all this?
Well, the sources don't really give us a clear answer on that. Like, there's no spelled out objective.
Okay, but they must hint at something. Why go through all this trouble?
Right, well, the sources suggest that this beast machine, it's designed to trap us, to limit our consciousness and prevent us from reaching our full potential, our true spiritual nature.
So we're being held back, kept in the dark, so to speak.
Essentially, yes. They're saying that this manipulation, it distorts our energy fields, messes with the natural flow of energy in the universe, and ultimately keeps us trapped in this cycle of, well, dependence and limitation.
It's almost like, I don't know, like we're being farmed for our energy, like batteries in some cosmic machine.
Yeah, I can see that. And if that's the case, this whole alien deception might be a key part of the plan, right? If they can convince us that these demonic entities are actually benevolent aliens, we're more likely to, accept their influence. We wouldn't even realize we're playing right into their hands.
It's all about manipulating our perception, our beliefs.
Oh,
Okay, so let's just say for argument's sake that all of this is true. Is there any way to break free? Like, can we dismantle this system?
That's the million-dollar question. And unfortunately, the sources don't exactly give us a step-by-step guide, but they do stress the importance of awareness, waking up to the fact that we're in this system in the first place.
So step one is seeing the matrix.
Pretty much. Recognizing the patterns, questioning the narratives, and reclaiming our power of discernment. Being able to tell truth from falsehood.
Which is where, I guess, things like meditation and exploring our spirituality come in. If we can strengthen that connection to our inner wisdom, our intuition, maybe we're less susceptible to outside manipulation.
It's a possibility. The sources don't necessarily endorse specific practices, but they do highlight the importance of aligning ourselves with the natural flow of energy, reclaiming that connection to our true spiritual essence.
And if this beast machine feeds off our distorted energy, it makes sense that restoring our natural balance would weaken its hold on us.
Right. It all comes back to that idea of inner power, that true power doesn't come from external systems or technology. It comes from within.
Man, this is a lot. Distorted energy fields, a galaxy-wide control matrix, demonic entities posing as aliens. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around.
Definitely pushes the boundaries of conventional thinking, but that's what makes these deep dives so interesting, right?
For sure. Even if we take all this with a grain of salt, it still makes you wonder what's really going on, on a cosmic level.
Absolutely. Makes you question everything we think we know.
So where do we go from here? We've covered a lot of ground, but what's the takeaway for everyone listening?
Well, I think the most important thing is to approach all this information, especially information that challenges our worldview, with discernment. Question everything, do your own research, trust your gut.
Don't just take our word for it, or anyone else's for that matter.
Right, it's about becoming an independent thinker, discerning truth from falsehood, and choosing your own path.
And maybe, just maybe, by shedding light on all this and reclaiming our own energetic sovereignty, we can start to, dismantle this beast machine from the inside out.
Now that's a powerful thought, and that leads us to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore the potential for personal and collective liberation and what it really means to reclaim our power in a world that might be a lot stranger than we ever imagined.
Welcome back to our deep dive, everybody. So we've explored this beast machine, the alien deception, and, well, honestly, a whole lot of wild concepts that really challenge how we see the world.
It's been a journey, that's for sure.
It has. But now I think we need to shift gears a little. We've talked about the problem, this system of control, this beast machine. But what about solutions? Like, what can we actually do about all of this?
Right, because knowledge is only powerful if we can actually use it.
Exactly. So if this beast machine is as powerful and pervasive as the sources say, how can we break free? Both individually and as a collective. How do we reclaim our sovereignty?
Well, the sources don't offer any quick fixes, unfortunately.
No magic wand we can wave.
Afraid not. It's not that simple. But they do point us toward a path of inner awakening, a path of energetic liberation.
So more internal work than external fighting.
Yeah, it seems that way. The sources constantly emphasize the importance of awareness, like really seeing the system, recognizing the patterns of manipulation, questioning everything we're told.
So basically, step one is seeing the matrix.
You got it. We've got to become aware of the code before we can even think about rewriting it.
Makes sense. But how do we even start to cultivate that kind of awareness?
Well, the sources talk a lot about connecting with our true spiritual essence. They call it our monad.
Our monad. Okay, so what is that exactly, and how do we connect with it?
It's like, think of it as a pure source of energy, our true self, that exists beyond this beast machine system.
Okay, I'm following.
And the sources suggest that the more we strengthen that connection, the more we tap into a power that this beast machine can't touch.
So like we got this internal power source that's been cut off and we need to reconnect.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual liberation. They suggest that as we individually reclaim our power, it creates a ripple effect.
Like a domino effect.
Yeah, like that. Each of us becomes a little spark of light pushing back against the darkness.
So it's not just about saving ourselves. It's about shifting the whole energy of the planet, the galaxy even.
That's the idea. And this is where conscious choice comes in. The sources emphasize that we have the power to choose what we align with, what energies we feed.
So instead of feeding the beast machine with our fear and negativity, we can choose to nourish our own inner light.
Exactly. And every time we make that choice, every time we align with love, with compassion, with truth, we weaken the beast machine and we contribute to the creation of a new reality.
It's a message of hope, for sure. Even in the face of all this, pretty overwhelming stuff, we still have the power to make a difference.
That's the beauty of it. And that's where critical thinking becomes so important. We need to question everything, research, trust our intuition.
Don't just accept what anyone tells you. Not even us.
Right. It's about becoming sovereign beings, discerning truth from falsehood, and forging our own path.
So it's been a wild ride. We've talked about distorted energy fields, galaxy-wide control systems, demonic entities disguised as aliens, and the potential for liberation. We've gone deep down the rabbit hole of forbidden knowledge, and hopefully we've sparked some curiosity, some critical thinking along the way.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of these deep dives.
Exactly. To explore the unknown, to challenge our assumptions, and to, empower ourselves with knowledge. But of course, we need to add the disclaimer that this deep dive has been based on esoteric sources and interpretations.
Right. This isn't exactly mainstream science. We always encourage our listeners to do their own research and come to their own conclusions.
What resonates with you? What are you going to explore further? That's what this is all about. So until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep shining your light.
And remember, the journey of awakening is ongoing. There's always more to learn, more to experience, more to embody as we continue